Okay, let's call the meeting to order and let's look at the agenda. Can we identify who is present, please?
Michelle Lefebvre in Hilo on the Big Island.
I'm Rachel Sprague, calling from the island of Lanai.
And Jay Stone calling from Oahu.
Would you like staff to introduce themselves?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm Mary Alex Evans, the Director of the Office of Planning and Sustainable Development. And here with me are Reginald King, our Heli Imua intern, Jennifer Ching, and I believe, is anybody else? No, okay. So that does it for staff.
And then there's someone who is connected remotely. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hey, good morning, afternoon. My name is Lyle Rowe. I'm with the Agribusiness Development Corporation, and I'm here for discussions a little bit further down the agenda.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. First order of business is review and adoption of minutes from Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. I'll give the council members a couple minutes to review. Any comments on the meeting minutes, Michelle or Rachel?
I move to approve.
Do I have a second?
I will second.
Okay. I also, let's take a vote. Any, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye, yes. Let it be known that all three members approved or adopted the minutes from August 12th, 2025. Can we have the director's report now, please?
Chair, may I make a request that you take the exemptions committee out of order and move the director's report down to the number 5, the Hawaii Congress of Planning Officials 2025 recap.
Anyone opposed? No? Okay, let's move forward with the exemptions committee, item 4 on the agenda. And there was one item for that agenda discussion of State of Hawaii Agribusiness Development Corporation Comprehensive Exemption List comments. Michelle, did you want to speak to anything about this, please?
I did. Yeah, we spoke very generally at the last meeting. I think it was more of an internal sort of kick it off discussion last month. After our meeting last month, I went through the list a little more carefully and sent some comments to for Lyle to consider. He made all those changes. Some of them were just editorial changes in the type 3 part 2, to consider adding square footage, which he did. And added the night sky protection strategy for those exemption types with lighting, just consistent with what the committee's been doing for all lists. And they did. A couple other part 2s that I thought, consider moving to part 1, and yeah, I took all those things into consideration. Some listed as type 7 that talked about maybe moving to type 3, and they did, just because they sort of fit in line more with that type than they did with the zoning variance. type, and in the list that is attached to this agenda, all those edits have been made. So this reflects all those changes that I provided. Not sure if council reviewed the list attached with this agenda, and if there are ERP, if there are any comments, but all of mine have been addressed.
Rachel, did you have any comments or other discussion?
I did not. Yeah, thank you, Michelle, for following up all of those. Thank you, Lyle, and your colleagues for the discussion and for the response. I didn't really have anything else that stood out to me.
I had nothing further. Lyle, did you, was there anything you wanted to discuss?
I don't have anything. I'm here to answer questions if anything does come up.
Any questions from either council members? Or from staff?
And I would move that we publish the list for public review as it's been attached to the agenda today to start the 14-day public review.
And I would second that.
Okay, let's do it differently. Any nays? Hearing none, the motion passes. Let's move to item 3, back to item 3, director's report.
I think, Lyle, if just on the next steps, so I think ERP has what they need with this revised list to move forward with the publication and the next edition of the environmental notice. So then that'll get published for the 14-day. What's that?
On the 8th.
If we haven't missed that cutoff date.
I wasn't sure what the cutoff.
Yeah, there's a.
I think it's 5 days before, right?
It's a publication calendar on the main ERP website. And let's see the
Okay.
publication date for.
I think it's the 8th and the 23rd, and I think the cutoff date was five days before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So they
could make it on the September 23rd publication date of that ERP.
there's no deadline, what, 23rd?
23rd cutoff is the 16th.
Can staff, ERP staff confirm the next publication date and when the list would be published?
Yeah, the next list will be published, let's see, the 23rd, and then so the list of exemptions is gonna be the October 8th,
Oh, October, right, list of exemptions.
right?
Okay.
That's the
Well,
list of
this would be the agency list.
Yeah, just the agency, so it would be the 23rd,
September 23rd.
instead of 23rd.
Okay, so the ADC's updated list will be published on the 23rd of September in the environmental notice. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Or comment.
Get it by the publication deadline, which
Right.
is,
Okay.
let me pull up the calendar.
The 16th.
Yeah, the 16th.
okay. And
So-
that'll be published for comment to the public.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And then
and
if
then
we
that-
receive any comments, then an ERP will forward them to you, Lyle, as they come in.
Okay, and then the next step after that would be at a following meeting, you guys, once we would, if there were comments, we would address those comments, submit a revised draft. And then potentially the council would review the revisions and vote to approve or disapprove.
Concur is
Okay.
the term, but yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it's fine, it's fine. You don't need our approval. It's like a good housekeeping, concurrence. But yeah, so right, exactly. So if we get any comments, exactly, you would respond. Then if that resulted in any changes to the list, sometimes it's just a response to a comment, just depending on the type of comment. It
Okay.
could just be a response. It could be a change in the list if you felt, or in discussion, we felt that, it warranted a change. And then, yeah, we bring either the revised list or, no change and, that discussion to the next meeting. And then we would exactly vote to concur. And then
Okay.
it would get published on the ERP website as part of the list of agency exemption.
okay.
List.
Well, I'll look for this on the 23rd then.
Yeah, you're welcome to drop or you're welcome to stay on if you like. Thank you, Lyle.
Okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Okay, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Lyle. Thank you, staff. Can we move on to, or before we move on to item 3 on the agenda, another person's joined the call. Could you please introduce yourself? Mark Liddell, are you able to introduce yourself? Doesn't have a mic. He's
Okay.
in the chat. Okay, got it. Mark Liddell with Hawaii Public Radio. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I got a thumbs up. Thank you. So can we move on to the director's report, please?
Yes, so I actually wanted to combine it with number 5, at least from our perspective. First of all,
Okay.
I want to thank the EAC for doing a session on exemptions at the Hawaii Congress of Planning Officials Conference that was from Wednesday through Friday last week. And I wanted to ask for feedback from the advisory committee members on that session. I wasn't able to attend myself, so I was wondering, how many attendees were in that session, whether there was a question and answer period, and if so, what kinds of questions were raised.
Great. Yeah, thanks. I think it went really well. I think we were at almost entirely at capacity. There were a few empty seats in the front row. We were in a smaller room. I didn't get a total count, although in my photos, I think I probably could. But I don't know, 40 to 50 people in attendance. Actually, Mary Alice, do you know if the slides from presentations are going to be available to conference attendees?
We are, as of today, asking Leanne Choi, our conference coordinator, if we can either put that up on a YouTube account or move it to our website. Depends on the size. So it would be all of the sessions that had PowerPoints or presentations. So not just the exemptions committee, but definitely wanting to make that available now that the conference is concluded. Some of them were wonderful. And do you have a copy of that, Michelle?
I do. Yes, I can. Yeah. I can send that.
I think it's more efficient for us if we get the whole set from Leanne, since there are about 25 sessions, and that some of them with multiple PowerPoints. But if not, now I know where to go.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. But yeah, the conference was great, really well organized, and I thought well attended as well. But yeah, the forum also well attended. The speakers were fantastic. Ron and Terry sort of started things off with sort of setting the stage for why exemptions are important, walking through not only sort of the triggers for HEPA, but really sort of the serving as the base of the pyramid for the 343 process, and really sort of emphasizing their importance. And from Ron, it transitioned over to Tom with ERP, and Tom did a really great job, just crash course. So he says he's used to doing this in several hours, so he had only a few minutes. He ran through sort of the process both of creating lists and doing exemptions. From there, we transitioned to Christy Keller from DPP, and she spoke, from the agency's perspective on, how they review exemptions and do the 343 process. So it's sort of nice to have her perspective, and then concluded with Onauna, who went through basically all the case law on exemptions and cases that touched on definitions of action. Had to do with exemptions all the way through right, I think the case that had come out earlier that week, Hawaii Supreme Court case, with the Syngenta, on Kauai. So, really, really thorough. We went almost to the end. I think we only had 7 or 8 minutes for questions. But yeah, got several questions. Wondering, one of them got into the details in one of the cases, and we ended up having to pivot because I think we could have ended up spending the whole time on that. But there were other questions about identifying a proving agency, questions afterwards, folks coming up from agencies, interested in writing, preparing a list and sort of talking through the process. So Jean Campbell from Hawaii County approached us and said that Hawaii County was considering creating a list, or she had been tasked with creating a list for PUNC on Hawaii Island, and would be in touch with Tom soon. So it really turned into kind of a Tom show, but he always steals the spotlight. Funny. No, it was great. It was great for getting information out, yeah, I thought it was successful. We probably could have taken questions for a while longer if we had more time, but I think it went really well.
Well, Michelle, it sounds like we should put that PowerPoint. So was it a series of PowerPoints or was it a consolidated PowerPoint?
Consolidated.
So let's, in addition to wherever we put all of the slideshows from the conference, maybe we should put this one on the EAC website on our page, on our Office of Planning and Sustainable Development one. So it's easier to find for non-attendees who may want to have access to that information. I think that's, in that case, Michelle, can you send that to Jen, who can post it? Can you, Jen, post it on the ERP?
The EAC website?
Yeah.
Yeah, under forms, I guess it would be
Under forms, or no, maybe
if you want it under
events. Is there anything?
we don't have any events.
Okay, training.
Under the EAC, let's see.
You could do it under council, under information outreach, but that's not a link itself. It's just a bullet.
Yeah, just the
Maybe
forums.
we might create something.
Yeah, we'll
for
have to
this.
put it for something.
Yeah.
There is a forums.
Yeah, there is a forms
Okay.
section.
Sounds
That's what I was
good.
thinking over there.
All
It
right.
takes you to a YouTube page, but
Yeah, correct. And we can
potentially
upload it to
even-
the YouTube page. I mean the EAC one, but yeah.
All right, I think that would be, I think this is going to be one of those ones that people are going to want to, the attendees are going to want to revisit. And folks who didn't have a chance to attend the conference may want to, if it's easy to find, may want to view it just as a kind of a, oh, hey, Dawn. Welcome.
I'm so sorry. I'm terrible at a chair.
Well, Jay stepped in for you.
Oh,
and
great.
Served as our chair.
Awesome. Thank you.
And Jay, shall I just summarize where we are now for Dawn? Oh, you're muted, Jay.
Yes, please. Thank you very much, Mary Alice.
So, Dawn, we covered agenda item 1, agenda item 2. The minutes were adopted as circulated. And we moved the director's report. Jay took 4 out of order, and the exemptions committee report was approved for publication in the September 23rd environmental notice. And we're now on the director's report and number 5, the Hawaii Congress of Planning Officials 2025 recap.
Okay.
So we've decided to post the exemptions session from HCPO on the EAC webpage on the OPSD website so that anyone can access it and make it easier to find than, than having to scroll through all of the PowerPoints for the whole conference. Because I think this one there'll be a very distinct interested audience for it that may not be as interested in the rest of the conference.
Okay.
I had another comment, if anybody, unless Michelle, Rachel, Jay, you wanted to. Okay, one is at the planning law session, David Callies, Professor Callies, selected as his topic 2 cases, but the one I think that I found particularly interesting was the 7 Counties Coalition, which was where I think it was the appeals court found that the plaintiffs petition to, I'm not sure, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not getting the acronyms right or the names right, but in any event, the plaintiffs had asked the court to overturn the lower court's decision that the EIS under NEPA, that's the National Environmental Policy Act, was deficient because it should have covered 2 parcels that were not in the EIS, one at one end of a railroad track and the other at the other end of a 80-mile railroad track, that were not controlled by the railroad board. And so the plaintiffs felt that the EIS was deficient because it didn't take into account the impact of those potential use of those 2 other parcels in the EIS. And the decision was, no, the NEPA is a procedural document, not a permitting document, and it doesn't require that a federal agency or an agency document the impact of parcels that are not under their control. So I think that narrows the scope significantly of the National Environmental Policy Act, leaving Hawaii's HEPA with the broader interpretation that we do, I think, require looking at cumulative impacts and indirect impacts of actions. So anybody else sat in on that session that wanted to add to that?
That's, oh, go ahead, Dawn.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say it was kind of a blur after we did our exemptions committee. And I did sit in on the law review and I thought it was very interesting, especially not necessarily about the NEPA HEPA, but about it was the first speaker. He's, I think, a lawyer from Hilo. And he was asking us about what we thought in terms of accessory dwellings and uses and arbitrary and capricious. So I thought that was interesting. I think the HCPO conference was really great. It had a lot of material to cover. I think maybe there are so many sessions that people wanted to go to, but it was kind of double booked. But I like the venue and I thought it was a great session, and hopefully on Maui we can do the same thing. Do you know if it's going to be in Wailea or Kaanapali? Or
I don't. That'll be up to Maui County Planning Department. But I did hear a comment that Wailea is too expensive. So they're going to be looking probably for a less expensive venue in order to make it, accessible for more attendees.
I did also sit in on that talk, and yeah, heard definitely what you heard, Mary Alice, and yeah, definitely got me thinking about what HEPA does still require. But I mean, it's also, I mean, the decision for a HEPA document is not, a permit either. And challenges on HEPA are, also based on the procedure, or, it's procedural as well. But yeah, certainly there are topics now that are, as I think we talked about this last month as well, only relevant now for HEPA, where they were relevant for both before these changes, and changes in the rules or rescission of the rules, and then now this recent court case. And relevant for a lot of projects here in terms of connectivity and things being connected, and sort of the but for idea. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see implications here in Hawaii.
I have one more, just a comment. The ERP staff and OPSD are continuing to work on the draft update to the rules for Chapter 343. We hope to place that on the agenda for the October meeting for the council's consultation, which is required by statute. And since there's no fixed deadline for completing that, it may mean that you take several meetings to go over the changes. They're, for the most part, they're housekeeping changes to bring the rules into alignment with the changes to 343 in Act 153 in 2021. But we also took the opportunity to clarify some areas that we have been getting a lot of questions on. So we definitely want the EAC to give this a good shake and chew on it enough to be sure that we're, when we think we're clarifying, we're not just complicating.
Speaking about the EAC, Mary Alice, I was able to corral a bunch of people who might be interested in serving, but they're all either work for the county or the state. So I wasn't sure what the criteria is for them, if they're allowed to be able to serve on a board or a commission.
As they're active members, they're actively working as civil service or.
Yeah, so one is Christy,
I
who
think
was
this, because it's a volunteer, I think they can. The challenge for them will be getting their supervisor's approval to
serve on the board.
attend
Okay.
meetings during the workday, since you hold your meetings during the workday.
sure.
That's one. I have also served as I was on the Honolulu City Planning Commission while I was working for the state office of the governor. So I do know that it's possible, or it was.
Yeah. I remember
as long
serving on
as it's
that.
not a paid position. So you
Yeah.
cannot serve two state paid positions at the same time. That might sound obvious, but at some point somebody tested that one, and so it made its way into a hard and fast policy. But if for a all volunteer non-paid position, I believe it is possible. I would think that there would be some. So anybody who say worked for OPSD, I would not approve that, simply because there'd be a appearance of conflict.
Sure. It wasn't OPSD, it was Office of Conservation Coastal Lands, and it was Christy from our panel who from Parks, and then it was Water Commission, a person on Water Commission, but not on a board. So automatically 3 people who were very interested, and I hope we pursue them.
Yeah, let's if you guys are okay, I'll check with our deputy AG and just confirm, what my understanding is, because, things do change.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, will do.
So I'm sorry, did we do the exemptions list yet, Michelle? So I see Lyle is still on the phone.
He's just hanging on, but we concluded all that business.
Okay, just wasn't sure. Wasn't sure if he had any other comments or if he came to the conference.
I didn't make it to the conference. Friend of mine, several friends of mine were there, and I was unable to make it because of work obligations. But nope, but you guys dealt with everything I needed to deal with here, and I'm just observing.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on items 3 and 5? Okay, can we adjourn the meeting? We have to make a motion to adjourn. I don't know. Or do we just adjourn?
I think Robert's rule says you don't have to for adjournment, but a lot of boards do because it's so much fun.
Yeah. There was a comment in the chat, next meeting. When is the next meeting? Is that the
Should
question?
be, if you're still going by the first of the month, October 7th.
October 7th.
Yeah,
Okay,
the first Tuesday in October.
I won't be able to attend that fall break, so I'll be for schools. So my family and I will be off island. I won't be able to attend. There's no. I don't know if we can push it to the next week or if that's possible.
I'm fine pushing it to the next week, or I'm fine taking a break as well. If I'm not sure if anyone else has children on fall break.
Well, we have potentially the rules, revised rules coming out from ERP next month, and also if any comments have come in on the ADC list, which is right now scheduled to be published on the 23rd. So that would be
So Michelle,
right at 2 weeks after that. That'd let us know if we had any comments, and we could,
so you want to have
a
a meeting on the 14th around that time?
I think the board could have an action that month on the EDC list. And Mary Alice was just saying, I think that's when they would be sending us the revisions or to the proposed rule changes to start those discussions.
I'm okay going to the next week.
as am I.
Yeah, the 14th would work fine for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14th is fine for me as well.
Yeah.
Does that work for staff?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll be here on the 14th, leaving on the 15th though, so I'm glad it's on the 14th.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary Alice. I hope we won't, you'll be able to pack.
No, I'll definitely be there.
Okay. So Mary Alice, you'll follow up with,
Yes, I will.
and then I can reach out and see if those people are still interested. And I hope they are, because it'd be great to have hopefully people reviewing stuff with us.
Yep, I'll send that out this afternoon.
Yeah, and I will still there's a couple folks I'm still trying to poke on as well. I could see the deputy AGs or potentially having, saying we don't want to necessarily have a state commission of which half of the members are state employees. I could it sounds like, I think they would be awesome. Like, I think especially if they were, are from different agencies, though the EAC does sort of end up touching on a bunch of different agency work. So I don't know, but
May I point out that a lot of boards are at least half ex officio members who are appointed state or county.
oh, that's true. Yeah.
So I don't, now, of course, we're not dealing with ex officio seats, so that, you know, it could be a different legal test applied. But just saying.
Yeah, no, that is a very good point. Yeah.
There's no further discussion. Let's adjourn the meeting. It's I have 1:41 PM.
Second.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Mahalo.
Bye.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Aloha.
Thank you.